I'm open to taking questions. Just let me make that clear to these guys before I start. Well, if you're interested in learning how to debate, this is where you take notes. All right. Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panel, what you've just heard from opposition is coming from a point of privilege. This is someone who has been able to get a university education. There are millions of others who have not gotten this university education, and nobody is going to employ them apart from who? The government. The truth of the matter is, the people he's talking about, the high-paying jobs, the alternatives that are talking about the sustainability aspect of it, cannot really be run in this debate. Here's how we sustain this project, and this is how we implement it, and how exactly it will look like. This looks like prioritization of hiring the youth, because they're the most affected. With the youth market continuously growing and the unemployment rate continuously growing by the number of university graduates, such as Ndolo himself, I pray he never tarmacs and the government us will hire him. We're looking at ensuring that more and more people actually have the ability to sustain themselves. The sustainability he's talking about actually exists in our world because of two reasons. Number one, you lower the number of dependents. You get more people having jobs. You get more people having money in their pockets. This then means that the government has to save a higher number of resources through not creating things such as an unemployment fund and giving out money and form of donations. I think donations are the most unsustainable aspect. His entire case is premised on one thing, corruption. But I think matters to do with governance and matters to do with government are two different things. We're here to talk about the mandate of the government, not the mandate of governance. I think then that is awfully wrong. Here is how our case works. Very simple. You are a young person, you need a job, you've searched. Let's say for a period of 3 years, even 1 year is enough. If you search for a period of 1 year and you can't get a job with a university education or whatever form of education you have, the government ought to go back to its drawing board. I think then this creates an accountability metric. Here is why. It is a better measure of solvency, because the truth of the matter is, are we training our students enough to access the job market? Or are we just training them for the sake of training them so that we say we have prestigious universities? I, as a president of Strathmore University, let me just state this, have the mandate of creating the enabling environment. That's standard. That's my job. The government has the opportunity and the mandate to create the enabling environment for entrepreneurs and businesses. That's our basic fundamental job. But you also have to address rising issues and rising issues that are arising. That then means that if there are issues affecting students, I have to solve. The same way, if there are issues affecting the youth and unemployment is at a bizarre level, I think then the government needs to step in and intervene because of the mandate that they have been given by the citizens themselves. What exactly do we have? What are our benefits? What are their harms? The greatest benefit you get from us is the greater good that comes as a result of this. Worst case scenario, we create low-paying jobs. Worst case scenario on their side, they create no-paying jobs, because at the end of the day, if you don't have no job, you have no job. You continue tarmacking till you hope you get a job, and hope is what kills us. The hope that you'll graduate university and get a job is what makes university students go mad, because there's no guarantee of this. We are saying that if you are able to get that job, we will enable you. Try save your case.
Government gives long-term jobs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you are contracted, and I think that's the truth of the matter. A contract is given to you. Whether this contract is given for a salaried or an office job, white collar, blue collar, any form of job, I think then that's better, because at the end of the day, the number of people that it employs is higher. Again, look, there's a higher demographic of people who do not have the level of education that he's advocating for. The world he's talking about only exists when people graduate from Kenyatta University or Strathmore University and then get into the market, and then you get better contracts, and then you're able to get a job. But remember, there's no guarantee. In our world, these alternatives already exist. If he wants to go work for a prestigious corporate company, he has a choice. He can actually do this. But note, he's speaking from a point of privilege because he's studying a university education, and he's here telling us that we should not employ the most vulnerable actors. The second thing we bring here is very simple. Very simple. Why exactly is this the youth affair? Because of one thing and one thing alone, the longevity. Why is it a good thing? The youth are able to work over a period of time that is longer, let's say about 20 to 30 years, even 40 years. That then means that the output is maximized. Maximization of output for the individuals that are actually seeking jobs. You've gotten your education. Where can I use it? It gives you an avenue to actualize your potential in some semblance or some way, because that then means you have an income as well. This then increases the standards of living of the individuals and the dependents around them. In their world, they do not necessarily do this. Their world is exactly what we have today, where we wait to hope to get an employer, but you still don't get one. In our world, we say, if you don't get an employer, the government has the mandate to employ you, because you elected the same government. The second thing you get from us is some semblance of solvency, because this is how we solve the problem. At the end of the day, we create more jobs. Even if it's 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 jobs, we sort of create jobs. We solve the biggest problem that exists in this debate, which is the unemployment rate of the youth and the unemployment rate in every country. In their world, there is no possible solution. There's only hopes. They're singing Kumbaya, holding hands and praying, instead of getting their hands together and actually looking towards the person who promised them the creation of jobs. I think then that's better. The last thing we do is availing opportunities. Look, we have the opportunity to go back to the drawing board and actually say, we are able to employ our students. How many students can we take up? How many university graduates can we take up comfortably in the year without straining our resources? I think then that gives us an opportunity to do one thing as well. We're able to assess the quality of education we're actually giving individuals. Because at the end of the day, what you notice is this. In their world, whether we like it or not, we do not get some semblance of solvency or accountability. At the end of the day, if you invest in your education like I have, my parents have invested their money in my education, I think then we need to have a guarantee that I'll get a job at the end of the day. In their world, there is no guarantee that you'll get a job at the end of the day. I think then, hold the applause till the end, and as you can see, the audience agrees that we win. I think then, what you need to ask yourself is, at the end of the day, which world would you rather live in? A world where the government will employ you if it fails to fulfill its mandate of giving you a quality education, or a world where you get no paying jobs as opposed to low paying jobs? I think then with that I rest.